Alright guys, so I know it's been a minute since I've done anything for YouTube, and I've been gone for a short bit. Now, you might be noticing that with the helmet, I've got some masking tape and a piece of paper on the visor. And you also might notice that there's some changes with the color and everything. Well, during the time that I was going to try to modify this helmet and make it look better, give it a different paint job and all that, the paint that I got didn't exactly work out too well, and I've been holding off on the footage of me finishing with the rifle and the helmet because I wanted to try to paint the helmet up first, basically as a test template for the can of spray paint, and that didn't work out too well, so I held off on actually posting anything on that. Not to mention, during the time of December, we'd been working quite a bit and everything, trying to get caught up with orders and everything, and I don't want to try to make it sound like an excuse for why I hadn't been uploading videos as often, but we have been working a lot, okay, and I just could not find time to actually do this project with the rifle and the helmet, and I was banking on the week that we were basically forced to go home and stay home for that week, the last week of December all the way through the New Year's Eve, okay, and New Year's Day. That was the time that I was going to try to get all of this done up and taken care of. Alright. That didn't quite work out. But also, during this week, I ran into an issue. You're probably noticing also that behind me, the tower's not even lit up. The studio, okay, not just the studio, the house, it about burnt down, okay? I had an electrical issue within the house. The house wasn't wired right for a few of the rooms in this house. Okay? And with that failure of wiring, it caused a short. And, well, apparently my studio, my back porch, and my bathroom, they're all in the same breaker. At first I thought it was the tower, because it's running off of an 850 watt power supply to be able to run. Luckily it was not that. The house that I live in is a little bit older, and the landlords and even my realty agency had informed me of this, and that I needed to run some kind of heater up underneath the house. And they said there was already one down there, and to use that whenever wintertime came round. And I did so for my first year living here. Never had an issue with it until recently, and that's where I found out about the bad wiring. It wasn't wired right. It essentially goes from the electric box outside and into the circuit breaker. And this line goes directly to the ground fault switch, and runs through the studio first, and then through the bathroom. And when it runs through the bathroom, it goes through the lights first, and then it goes through the outlet. I had one of those sound resonator emitters that basically keeps pests away and everything. That wasn't even the main issue that caused the short. What did cause the issue was the heater that I had running outside. So the wiring goes down from that outlet back out to the back porch. And because of that heater, all three of these rooms basically being on the same breaker, that heater was drawing too much energy. And because of that, it backfed to the outlet in the bathroom. So about burnt the house down without even knowing. Never really took a look at the breaker box I don't exactly understand electrical wiring and all that. So, kind of my bad. This is definitely something I need to definitely pay attention to in the future, especially if I move into a new house or an apartment. I need to make sure that I understand the electrical system a little bit better before I go and do anything. Now, before you ask, the tower, it's fine. I had an electrician come to my house and test the line to see if it was the tower that was drawing too much. I was able to turn it on. All system files are good. But I cannot take the chance of running the tower as often anymore due to the fact that I gotta wait till this whole wiring situation is finally resolved. And in the middle of this endeavor, or this situation, I don't even know why I try to use a big word, in the middle of this, the router that I usually use for my internet to the house, it got fried out. Sad to say, it doesn't even recognize that there is a Ethernet cable hooked up to it, so it cannot establish a connection. I've tried everything I can with it, and I cannot get it working. My guess is the power kept going on and off, on and off, on and off, and it was trying to boot up, got shut down, boot up, shoot back down, or shut back down, and it kept doing that repeatedly until a system file within it got corrupted, and now it can't even boot up properly and register that there is a Ethernet cable hooked up to it. Now, the reason why we're in the studio and you even have lights is I am running as little as possible in here. My router and internet is essentially put in the studio so I have maximum connectivity for the studio itself, for the gaming, everything. That's where I have the greatest Wi-Fi strength in the house. So the lights, they don't draw too much power. Not normally, okay? And in fact, that's not even a fraction of the fraction the tower's pulling, apparently. But with all this being said, figured I'd give you guys an update. Again, I am terribly sorry for not being able to get out more content for these most recent weeks. I should have been better at it, But then again, um, I'm kind of glad that I didn't. Because if I had, the situation might have got worse. Especially if my tower decided to overclock during a video rendering. And that could have fried quite a bit in the middle of all that. This wasn't something I could have planned for. This wasn't something I was expecting. None of us expect something like this to happen. But in the course of the next couple of weeks, I am going to try to get my laptop set back up because I still have that. I also have a new router on the way, okay, to try to make sure, because I don't want to take a chance with this router that the internet company gave me, because that's like $150 cheaper than my router that I'm getting is $150 cheaper than what they're providing. So yes, this unit might be better, or it might be worse. It's just hella expensive. But I'd much rather me lose only half of the price of one of their routers through my money, instead of having to spend my money to replace one of their routers. Going for the cheaper option here. So that is the situation. I know I should have given you guys an update sooner. But I figured with today being Friday, I'd at least try to get you some kind of video out with an update on the situation and where I have been for a good minute. That being said, I'm going to try to get the laptop and the capture card set up out in the living room with at least the Nintendo Switch. That's going to be a little bit of a trick, especially with the microphone and everything. But it is doable. And the whole basis of this channel, I've said quite a few times, do what you can with what you got. And well, I most certainly did, and it didn't turn out the way I was expecting. But we're still here. The house, it's still up. Okay? At least for now. Knock on wood. Okay? But that being said, here's you guys' update. I'm sorry I didn't get any content out for you guys. I'm going to try to get some more out later on. But it's mainly going to be Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom content. Because that's the only system I can move out to the living room and be able to do anything with. So, that being said, again, I apologize. I hope you guys understand. I do hope that you guys keep coming back. I hope that all of you that have been watching, that haven't seen anything as of late, do come back and hopefully continue watching from here on out. The electrician, he's going to be back again eventually. I'm not sure when, because the electrician, him working as an electrician, it's a part-time job for him. Okay, he's got a bigger, better job at his own factory that I'm pretty sure takes up most of his time. So he'll be back when he gets back, but for the time being, I can't take the chance of running too hot in this house anymore until after I get this situation resolved. Because I had a big scare when I started smelling the smoke and seeing it. Ran, killed the master switch, and then from there I did my own investigation. I started looking for clues here in the studio to see if there was anything in here. My first thought was, it's the tower. Luckily that was not the case. So with that being said, tower's safe. I'm safe. The rest of the house is safe. We're still here. It's just a matter of trying to get everything remedied and resolved. And hopefully we'll be back at full capacity again and making more content for you guys later on. More content than just Zelda videos. But that being said, it's going to be limited to just Friday videos until I can get this all back in order. So, if you guys have stopped by and seen this video, I know I might not be looking directly at the camera, but I'm trying my best here. But for those of you who have stopped by and at least watched this video and understand the situation, I appreciate it. Alright, you guys are the real ones. No, I'm not starting a GoFundMe or anything like that. No, that's not necessary. Okay? But I figured I'd give you guys an update. So, here's the update. For those of you who don't know, who have just turned into my channel, my name is Silent Sound, and I'll catch you all in the next round.